It's now my pleasure to introduce, representing the Prime Minister, Senator Matt Thistlethwaite. Ladies and gentlemen, to deliver the Prime Minister's message, would you please welcome Senator Matt Thistlethwaite.
Thank you, Bob. The Honourable Sir Lawrence Street, Premier O'Farrell, Lieutenant Colonel John Moore, Rear Admiral Gilmore, Air Marshal Binskin, Major General Slater, parliamentary colleagues, state and federal, service men and women, distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honour for me to join you this afternoon to celebrate the wonderful contribution to the defence of our nation of our reserved services. It's particularly pleasing to have been able to participate in the presentation parade that occurred on Macquarie Street this afternoon, and how appropriate it was that the clouds lifted and the sun began to shine just prior to that parade. It's my great honour to represent the federal government at this service this afternoon, and in doing so I'd like to thank and pay tribute to our reserve forces. You really do embody the great Australian spirit of volunteerism, bravery and courage in the defence of our nation. Your service and your work has ensured the ongoing defence of our wonderful federation and the upholding of the values that we cherish so dearly in this country, of democracy, of liberty and justice. And indeed, your contribution to the upholding of those values in other nations throughout our world. So on behalf of the federal government, I say a sincere thank you for your service to our nation. Can I also pay tribute and thank the family, friends and employers of our reserve servicemen and women. You really are the unsung heroes of the defence of our nation. The people who do make a sacrifice and a contribution that is often unheard. And it was highly appropriate that a medal was struck last year to recognise the contribution of the families of reserve servicemen and women. The Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, could not be with us this afternoon, but she has asked me to offer her sincerest apologies and to pass on the following message to each of you. Service as a reservist is, in a very profound way, an expression of loyalty to our nation and of the obligations of citizenship in a free country. The spirit of service has been abundantly in evidence for the whole life of the Commonwealth. Indeed, on the day of the Federation itself, Australian reservists were fighting in the South African conflict, and in 2012 we marked the centenary of that war's ending with remembrance and gratitude. In the 11 decades since the Boer War, Australian reservists have served with valour and distinction in wars and conflicts across the world. None with greater impact than those men and women who protected our nation at its moment of maximum vulnerability in 1942, another great anniversary that we honour in 2012. It is a vivid reminder of the fact that our reservists freely remove themselves from the safety and certainty of civilian life and place themselves at the disposal of our nation, too often at the cost of life and limb. It is humbling to lead a nation where such service and sacrifice are given so generously, and it is fitting that Reserve Forces Day has become such a special part of Australia's commemorative calendar, providing our community with a welcome opportunity to simply say thank you for a debt of honour that can never be repaid. The Honourable Julia Gillard, Prime Minister of Australia. Servicemen and women, thank you very much for your contribution. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.